The young girl was just dropped off to her father at the car wash minutes before the gunfire.
The young girl was just dropped off to her father at the car wash minutes before the gunfire.
2 gunmen remain on the run.
Surveillance images obtained by TMZ captured what appears to have been a targeted attack.
R.I.P. Lil Ronnie, man. This is ridiculous. But the story is already out, so we can quit all the speculating. You don't know what the going on, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you. It's real simple. The partner robbed a dice game, man. They couldn't find him, and they bumped into Ronnie while he was in town for his little girl's birthday, and they did what they did, bro. It's simple as that, bro. Robbed dice game, nigga was looking for him, man. You know what I mean? All the rest of that y'all put to bed, bro. Ronnie wasn't up to he was doing shows. And nigga trying to live for his family and shit, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you know, she got caught in the crossfire. I seen the video. It did look like they was aiming at him, but they gonna hit the car when they hitting at him, man. It is, man. It's all up, bro. You need to find something better to live for, bro. On my soul, bro. You need to find something better to live for, man.
You shot straight, but you shot late. Hi, Lim. This is the Rundown Podcast.
I'm gonna give you the rundown.
My first press release that I put out, I shared that we had identified a suspect vehicle. We had identified 2 suspects in the incident. And now we've identified the 2 cowards who took the lives of these innocent people. We have public enemy number 1, Adonis Robinson. Public enemy number 2, Jacoby Russell, who's on the run. They're scared, they're cowards, they're hiding. We ask the public, please, you know where they're at? Let us know.
It wasn't too far into the first 48 into the investigation of who shot Get Money, hood fame Lil Ronnie, and his 5-year-old daughter, who just had a birthday. And this was the day before, which they celebrated her birthday, and the news stated in the update that her mother dropped her off at the car wash with her father. And this was moments before the shooting in which she and her father lost their lives that day. And now they have identified the suspects. One suspect was already identified, and the law enforcement there in Forest Hill, Texas were already on it. And it was only up to one more suspect that they seen in that footage, because it was 2 individuals that carried out this senseless, heartless, black-hearted, gruesome, tragic act in broad daylight. These 2 dangerous criminals are still on the run is what they're saying, you guys. Hopefully, now their information is out there. They said they had to have all the, facts in a row first before they put out the information on who these 2 suspects were. And they were identified as the ones being the shooters. And they're saying now, a video that's circulating on the internet that I showed in that clip earlier, it's saying that Lil Ronnie, homeboy, Lil Ronnie's friend, robbed a dice game. And that's what led to Lil Ronnie being killed. Really? Wow. And many might say, well, what that got to do with Lil Ronnie? Well, who knows, you guys, because at the end of the day, we don't know all the particulars. But by somebody coming out and putting out this information, if it's true, right? Let's make sure we say that. If it's, true information, that Lil Ronnie's friend, as they say, robbed the dice game, and this, whole incident stemmed from that. This is get back. This is payback because they couldn't find the friend who robbed the dice game, you guys. Right? They couldn't find that person. But since they caught Get Money Lil Ronnie slipping, right? Doing what he do at the car wash, right? Many people are saying he was warned by the rapper CJ Casino, his op, his enemy, not to go to that car wash. Who knows if he was talking about slappies or not, right? But at the end of the day, even little CJ Casino said kids are off limits. This is what he posted.
And a baby, his baby, a baby.
And this would, make it seem as if, hey man, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Hey man, I ain't got nothing to do with that, dog. I play the game, the way we play it, but we don't play like that. We don't play, when kids involved, and we see the kids there with the op, we let that slide. We let that pass. We don't pay that no mind. We don't study that. We keep going. We catch it another day. Because kids is off limit. And that's, what everybody is, basically saying, and that's true. And when the chief was questioned, when it came to the concerning factor, if, the daughter was outside of the car, was she in the car, seated actually, at the time of the shooting, the police chief said he couldn't, answer that question. That was still part of their investigation. That was sensitive information, right? But it was put out to the public that she was actually seated in that vehicle during the time. So, that would be, conflicting information if, they're reporting that she was seated in the car. So I see if the, chief, and why didn't, the chief actually confirm that the little girl was outside the vehicle, somehow playing around, the vehicle while the father was cleaning the vehicle out or whatnot. And a lot of people wanted to know that because if she was seen in an visible sight to these shooters, people wanted to know what was the visibility of the child to the shooters, And that's what, the chief couldn't confirm that because he didn't want to give that information because the news had already previously told us that, insinuated that she was inside seated in the vehicle when it happened, but they didn't know where she was seated at in the vehicle according to their reports. So, yeah, man, that was a very, touchy topic. Had these guys actually seen this baby and still carried out this act, and with, the mother dropping the child off up there, if these guys had knowledge that he was actually at the car wash and she wasn't there yet with the little girl, they're thinking, hey, well, we got action at Lil Ronnie. Okay, he's up here at this car wash. He's, here lacking. He's lounging. He's, vacuuming out his car. He's washing his car. He's doing this and that. He's here. But then all of a sudden, here comes, a change of plans with the little girl being there. And this is kind of what, seems like the two black vehicles that were already there. Looks like some kind of, convertible black car. Could be possibly a Camaro. And that's another black vehicle, a smaller, compact size vehicle that was already backed in, right? And it kind of almost hit the black car as it was backing out, trying to leave the scene as well. So, these two vehicles, and there was also a black SUV there as well that never moved in a parking spot that Lil Ronnie ran by and then ran across that fence line and came right back up and met up with the shooters. Like, he ran straight for him, is what a lot of people noticed in the video as well. And yeah, man, it's just heartbreaking that this all took place because it's hard to believe that these guys actually seen that baby, outside the vehicle, hypothetically speaking, if she was, and just started shooting. Or, seen her actually in the vehicle, knew she was in the vehicle and started shooting. And a lot of people say, well, maybe, they didn't see the little girl. And that's also a possibility. So we need more answers on that as well. And I'm pretty sure they're going to give us, exactly, how the scene unfolded and her positioning in that car at the time of the shooting. And peace, blessings, and love go out to the mother of the child, Shimon Jones. She posted on Facebook that she would appreciate if people would stop sharing the video that the Hispanic woman uploaded to the internet at that car wash, showing that gruesome aftermath crime scene of her baby's last moments on Earth. And it's looking like she could have possibly been in that car from what that video showed, but I will not show that on my platform. That's the video that's circulating the internet. Is out there. It ain't hard to find. It shows close up on the car, and it also shows Getting Money Lil Ronnie on the ground, right, after the shooting occurred. But yeah, man, so she said, she would appreciate if people would stop sharing this. She's tired of seeing that on her, her timeline, on her social media. So she's currently posting on her Facebook about the situation, and she gave an update about the shooters being caught, and she says she won't stop until everybody's involved pays for what they did, even if God has to, call her home to be with them, she's going to make everybody pay. And, it's hard, man, to, grasp that, this is how life is, that your innocent child, your innocent, one can be taken off this earth at any given time, and that's kind of scary, man, because you never know when the last time you will actually see somebody or get to talk to somebody, hug that person, love on that person, right? Especially when it's your child. So as of tonight, what we do know is that these suspects have not been arrested yet, and they are still on the run. They're looking for a 24-year-old Adonis Robinson and a 21-year-old Jacoby Russell. These are the shooters that were involved in this heinous murder. Police have issued capital murder warrants for both men, who are from Fort Worth. And the police chief, David Hernandez, said that they're scared, they're cowards, and they're hiding. And they asked the public to let them know where these two suspects are, if they have any information. And this is the conference that they held earlier today regarding the capital murder warrants issued for both of these suspects involved in the murder of Getting Money Lil Ronnie and his 5-year-old daughter at that Slappy's car wash on Monday, March the 3rd, 2025.
Good afternoon. David Hernandez, Chief of Police for Forest Hill. First off, I want to thank you for being here today and apologize for the reschedule from yesterday. But I want you to understand that our approach is to have fact findings, have facts for our community. There's a lot of information out there in social media, so we were receiving a lot of that information, so we had to make sure that we have the right information. It was a shocking event from North Texas. I won't speak on the details of the investigation, okay? But what I can share is we lost 2 victims, a father and a daughter who was 5 years old, to this event, to this tragedy. On March the 3rd at 10:40 in the morning, Forest Hill officers were dispatched to the 6500 block of Forest Hill Drive, reference shooting. Our officers arrived and began life-saving measures, but both victims were pronounced dead at the scene. My first press release that I put out, I shared that we had identified a suspect vehicle. We had identified 2 suspects in the incident. And now we've identified the 2 cowards who took the lives of these innocent people. We have public enemy number 1, Adonis Robinson, who is also a registered. Public enemy number 2, Jacoby Russell, who's on the run. They're scared, they're cowards, they're hiding. We ask the public, please, you know where they're at? Let us know. This investigation started on Monday. The Texas Rangers have been our primary investigators. Our Forest Hill CID unit has been assisting. But I wouldn't be here standing today if it wasn't for the Fort Worth Police Department. I want to thank them because their efforts, their officers, their assistance has been instrumental. From the minute the call came in, they started working. They have not stopped. We also had the Everett Police Department who assisted in crime control, in crime scene control and crowd control. It wasn't enough. You were out there. We had to call Tarrant County Sheriff's Department. We had to call the Tri-County Auto Theft Task Force. We had to call Mansfield. We had to call Cannondale. It was a large scene, and we needed the help, and the resources came pouring in, and I want to thank them all. We're aware of the video that was leaked online. We urge the public to refrain from sharing it. I want to urge the public, just the way you saw that video, and you know where they're at, then please call 911. Let us know where they're at. I encourage anyone with information to please, if you want to stay anonymous, 713-2222-TIPS. Call Crime Stoppers. Let them know. Give them enough information so we know that our community is safe and our police officers that are responding are safe. In closing, I want to reaffirm to the community that we will hold criminals accountable. We're not going to allow them to come in here and think that they can get away with it. At this time, I'll open up for any questions that we might have.
Any idea how these suspects knew the victim?
We do not know motive at this time, and we have no information on that part.
Chief, can you describe what you guys see in the surveillance video? Who is shot? Where are they shot? Where was this baby girl when she was shot? And was she at all the intended target? Was she visible, basically, to the shooters?
So I specifically have not seen any of the videos, so I cannot comment on where and who it was involved as far as the incident. And then we also have to remember that the Texas Rangers are our primary investigators, and we won't be speaking on behalf of what they have as far as evidence and documentation.
Can you at least say where the baby girl was located when she was shot?
She was in the car wash. Specifically where, we don't know. So that's part of the assistance that we received from the Tarrant County Sheriff's Department's crime scene. There, with their intelligence and their expertise and the scientific behind that, they will be able to place where our victims were based on shot placements and diagramming of the crime scene.
Are you saying that you're unable to say whether or not she was inside or outside of the vehicle?
Correct.
What can you tell us about these two, where they're from, and criminal histories? They're very young.
We know they're from Fort Worth, ma'am. Specifically where they're from, I am not sure.
What, if anything, did one of the victims appears to have been a local rapper? What, if anything, did his rapping career on Instagram? It looks like he had some sort of gambling lifestyle, and also his social media presence. What may this have had to do with the motive in this case? And are y'all also delving into his online footprint?
So, based on the music industry that he's a part of, it is all part of the investigation. And like I said earlier, we're on a fact-finding base. Everything that's being put out is being reviewed and analyzed by the Texas Rangers. So we don't have any specific motive at this time. With that, again, I'd like to thank you very much. I asked for you to please post these on media. Let the public know that there is a threat out there. They are dangerous, they are armed, and we need you to please call 911 and let our police officers respond and take appropriate action. Thank you very much.
Why is this capital murder? Can you at least explain? Because a child is involved, or why is this? Because it's in a commission of another crime, right?
Correct.
So, but what is the other crime?
Chief, do you believe they're still in this area, or could they be anywhere?
We don't know.
Can you explain why the capital murder, Chief? I just feel like that's pretty basic.
The capital murder charge?
Yes, sir.
So the death of 2 or more people.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Tuesday, tokens offering condolences sat outside Slappy's car wash off Forest Hill Drive. A Fort Worth police officer guarded the property, which is still temporarily shut down. It's where Monday, 5-year-old Armani Sibley and her father, 30-year-old Ronnie Sibley, were murdered in broad daylight by 2 gunmen, according to police. Still images obtained by TMZ show Ronnie Sibley, a North Texas rapper also known as Lil Ronnie, running across the parking lot of the car wash and 2 men chasing him while opening fire. If you zoom in on the left side of the screen, 2 men are seen, each holding a firearm. Police are still searching for the pair of suspects who took off in a white Kia. The little girl was killed while in the maroon Challenger. Sky 4 video shows the amount of shell casings surrounding Sibley's vehicle.
If you are aware that the takedown was going to take place prior to it happening. You are not only part of the problem, but you are the problem.
Fox 4 is told the Sibleys live in Crowley, but Monday stopped in Forest Hill. Little Armani attended elementary school in Crowley and was part of the Safari Sports cheer squad, which issued a statement to Fox 4 Tuesday saying they're devastated by this loss and are praying for the family. Family spokesperson Bishop Rodney McIntosh says the young girl was just dropped off to her father at the car wash minutes before the gunfire.
The mother wants everyone to know that she is heartbroken and she is grieving. And on behalf of a mother, I would ask that they would do the right thing and that they would come forward.
Now the question is it more people involved? Well, in my opinion, I believe so. Because how the shooters pulled up in that long driveway to, get to Slappy's. I'm pretty sure you can either go in that way or come out that way, right? But, either way it go, when they left out after the shooting, right? It was a long, driveway to get to the highway, to get on the freeway, like a feeder road type of exit. And for them, to know exactly where Get Money Lil Ronnie was positioned at that car wash. It's a big facility, right? These guys ran past the bay where the cars come out, right? Must when cars getting serviced inside that bay at that time because nobody was coming out of the bay on the footage, but these guys were running freely back and forth in front of the bay where cars would be coming out after being serviced for getting washed. Okay, so yeah, man, it's very tragic, and I just feel like they had information that he was there, right? They probably didn't have the information that his daughter was there with him because he was probably there by himself at first. And then when the daughter gets brought up there, that's when I think the two vehicles, those two black vehicles, right? I believe one of those guys, or maybe both of those vehicles, were involved in watching Getting Money, Lil Ronnie, at that car wash, and telling the shooters, what was going on play by play. But they should have also told them, hey, change your plans, the little girl is here. But obviously, that didn't matter to these demons. Now, by looking at the layout, the blueprint of Slappy's and how it's, set up, they definitely had to have some inside information being told to them by somebody at the car wash at that time. And that's when those two black vehicles come in that I'm very skeptical and suspicious of, because how did they know exactly, to pull that car up, that white Kia, and stop right there on the curve, get out, and then run, to a certain spot right there where you vacuum the cars out in the front? He could have been on the backside. How did they know he was right there in the front to run right there up on them and start shooting at him? Yeah, it's a, maroon Challenger. It's very distinctive. But, at the same time, they executed that as if they knew exactly his position at that car wash. Because, look at it like this. Why didn't they just ride up on him? Why didn't they come straight through the vacuuming area where Lil Ronnie was parked at? Right? Where those vacuums are. By his car. Why did they stop the car in front of the business? Right? On the curve. Get out and take the time to run over there. Run them down and gun them down, right? And then run all the way back to their white Kia that's parked and posted up on the curve. And the shooter had to get back in the driver's seat and drive off. And he had two pistols, right, in his hands when he was running up to the vacuums where Lil Ronnie was vacuuming out his car at. So it seems to me they knew exactly his position at that car wash at that specific time. So it might seem as if, whoever told them this information, they should have also told them that, hey man, the little girl is, been dropped off up here with him. Y'all stand down. But no, they left the little girl and a man down and left the scene. It's cold-blooded. But nevertheless, the best news we heard all night is that these two suspects have been identified right? Now, they're not in custody as of yet, but I'm pretty sure the whole Texas is looking for him. Now, police records show that Robinson has a violent criminal history. He was arrested in 2019 and later convicted of the of a woman who was walking along a trail near Marine Creek Reservoir. He's now a registered SO. Wow. Now, the police chief said detectives still don't know the motive for the deadly shooting. He did not release information on whether the victims and the suspects knew each other, pointing out that the Texas Rangers are the lead agency in the investigation. And based on the music industry that he's a part of, it's all a part of the investigation. And like I said earlier, we are a fact-finding base. Everything that's been put out is being reviewed and analyzed by the Texas Rangers, Chief Hernandez said. So this is saying that everything that they hear, all these rumors, the cartel, you know, what Twisted Back put out there in that song, that newly released song with this new info about Go Yayo stealing some peas, right, from some essays, right, and the cartel could have been involved and all these rumors with that. Then you got the rumor about, you know, his homeboy robbing a dice game, right, and that led to Lil Ronnie losing his life because he's affiliated with, you know, this friend that, you know, did this robbery, okay? So this is another rumor. And then you have the other rumor that came out first, right, with CJ Casino being part of the whole hit, right, that he put a bag on Get Money Lil Ronnie head and all this here and the rap beef that they had. So there's 3 different things that has to be vetted by the Texas Rangers. So they're saying they're reviewing it and analyzing everything that's being put out, everything that the streets is saying. So we shall see now what type of motive, even if they, you know, come up with one or not, you know, what could it have possibly been? That's what people are still, you know, trying to figure out at this point. It's not clear if Robertson and Russell are hiding out in the DFW Metroplex. However, they are the subjects of a nationwide BOLO, or be on the lookout alert. They are dangerous, they are armed, and we need you to please call 911 and let our police officers respond and take appropriate action, the police chief said. So y'all get in the comment section. Y'all let me know what y'all think about where the investigation is at so far with these 2 suspects being identified. Still on the run, but now a BOLO has been put out and people are looking for these 2 individuals for the senseless, brutal, treacherous, heartless murder of Get Money Lil Ronnie and his 5-year-old daughter. So make sure you keep it locked to OG Jucario TV for the latest in rap, hip-hop, celebrity, and urban news. You're watching the Rundown Podcast. I appreciate everybody for spending with me. I appreciate all my subscribers for sliding with your boy every time. And say, man, hey, man, keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that subscribe button, and look, turn on post notification so we can slide whenever I get the drop. You already know what it is, man. It's deeper than Buddha, her, you hear me? And guess what? I'm gone.